My name is Janine Gaines, and I am the program manager here for the Sacramento office. But I found an ad about like teaching media arts in the schools, and so I was like, oh, well, I mean, I think I could do that. And the CMC had just moved to Sacramento, and so I was actually the first employee hired for the Sacramento office. So CMC started in 1982 as like a Sierra Wilderness group doing taking people from juvenile hall to the forest for 60 days, hiking 320 miles to teach like leadership skills and like just like really like working together and all of those things. Taking the kids from the city where it's like, oh, you think you're tough? Okay, well, there's a bear right there, so what are you going to do now? And then John Meeker, who's our executive director, he actually wrote the book on service learning and was like one of like the pioneers of that movement and like civic engagement and all of those things, like bringing that into the classroom. So he had gone to a service learning conference where they had talked about using media arts to be like a service to the community and like recording stories. So they started Veterans Voices in Fresno, where they recorded the stories of our military and former veterans. So they did about 275 of those stories, and then they started working with the Hmong community in Fresno and did Hmong Voices, and then they did Latino Voices after that. And they decided to make an after-school program in Fresno in 2007, and then in 2008 they brought it here to Sacramento as an after-school program, and in 2009 we started our Native Voices program. So here we are. So we are a technical assistance program, and so the schools, they provide instructors who are going to run our program, and we train them about like the California Voices using our curriculum. California Voices is one of our programs. We do 2 types of videos during this after-school program. We do elder stories, where the students pick like an elder or just like an older person in the community who's contributed to country, community, or culture. And they interview them, find out about their life, like a defining moment, like what transformed them into the person they are today. So they do those stories, and then they also do youth issue videos and just talk about like things like in their community, good or bad. It doesn't always have to be like bad things, but maybe they have a really great program at their school. They want to see like other students have the opportunity to have something like that. So make videos like that, either about their school community, the city community, national problems. We're working with youth, especially underprivileged youth, because it's really hard to get into media if your parents don't have money. Like if your parents can't buy a camera, like how are you ever going to learn about media unless someone brings it to you? So that's what we're doing. We're like giving these 21st century skills and these technology. So I am the program manager for the California Voices program. So I oversee 18 schools here in Sacramento. So I work with all of our community partners on scheduling like who's running the after school program there, getting all the trainings together. I actually have 2 staff members, so I have 7 schools just myself that I actually go to once a month and keep in touch with, and then I just oversee our other staff people with theirs. So pretty much all things California Voices fall under my time. It's definitely just been a great experience for a lot of our students. We actually work with a lot of students who are not, like English isn't their first language, so for them to get to interview someone, either working to translate the story from English to like Vietnamese, or taking a story that's in Spanish and translating that into English, has been really helpful for them, just working with those skills. Our program actually meets 60 of the state educational standards for high school, so it's a fun extension of the classroom. So students are getting to meet people who they might not have had a chance to meet before, and like really build those bonds. I know some of our students had interviewed someone from Sac State who was a counselor there, so now when they're going to college, they know a counselor at Sac State where they might not have known him before, or just getting to know their elders who they see in the community now. So now when you see that person around, that person's looking out for you. It's not just that you're like kind of hidden away. And then also just connecting with people if you have the same issue on your campus, that you're connecting with these other students to maybe take it further. Maybe it's not just an issue here at this one school, but it's an issue like all over the district. So what can we all do to come together? So just really kind of getting them out there using media. So one big part of CMC is actually we are using media arts. We're not a media arts organization, but we are using media arts as a tool to do service learning, civic engagement, and youth development. So my boss always says, you know, if we were doing puppet shows and we were still getting the same benefits of civic engagement, service learning, youth development, then that's what we would be doing. So right now, of course, the hip thing is media. My degree is in media, so luckily that's what we're doing or we wouldn't have a job. But that is a tool for all these other things to help the students.